guys, how's it going? Redrum Retro back here again with another video. Sorry about the wait, I've been slacking massively. I think the last video was created something like 6 months ago, but I've been busy. Moved house, as you can see. Nice to be able to air the collection out and have it sort of in a space where I can look at it and show you guys. So yeah, back today with another video. So today's going to be about wrestling t-shirts. I've had a lot of guys asking about my wrestling collection, so we're going to go and show off. There's around, I think, 27, 28 pieces. One accessory and the rest are all shirts. So yeah, let's get into it. So here we go, first piece. So this was one of the first ones when I started collecting. I was pretty much looking for anything and everything. It wasn't just shirts, you know. Back in the day I used to buy a lot of sportswear and stuff like that. But wrestling's always been a big passion of mine ever since I was a kid. Me and my brothers grew up wrestling on the trampoline and watching WWF as it was back then, religiously, you know, going round to my granddad's he was the only guy with a skybox, so we used to just rinse him for wrestling. But yeah, this one's a first one. So this was the glory days of, in my personal opinion, of WWF. As you can see there, the old school style logo. Anybody who's not clued up on wrestling, who's just here to look at the t-shirts, basically WWF was maybe the leading wrestling company towards the mid 90s. I'll get into it all, obviously, you know, but yeah, Raw is War. This was a time period called the Attitude Era within wrestling. Insane. This is what I grew up with. Most of my favourite wrestlers wrestled in this era, so I was really, really happy to find this. And then this one's quite an obscure one. Again, going back to the WWF Attitude Era. It's basically like a rugby shirt. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Like, I've never seen much on it, but the sleeve hit is pretty crazy. Half embroidered, half print. Raw is War. Matches real nice with that hat. Something nice just to wear, just to knock around in. But yeah, that one's from 1999, which is pretty cool. I was born in 95, so like I say, growing up with wrestling was real fun. With 4 brothers, so yeah. So, keeping on the WWF theme, let's go to the start. So here we have DX, maybe one of the best tag factions within the company. I got this one out in Florida off a guy, Shady Thrifts. Shout out Shady Thrifts. I'll put his link down in the bio. One of the craziest ones I've seen. You see a lot of the Suck It ones, which I do have in here. But this one, just crazy, with the DX rated hit there. I believe this one's 99 as well. Oh, sorry, my bad, 98. Nice little copyright there. The main guy, Triple H, runs pretty much everything to do with WWE nowadays. Obviously, yeah, so WWF was the original name, and obviously due to copyright and stuff like that, they decided to change it. But yeah, this one's from 2000. Yeah, dead on 2000. Real nice. Love the back hit on that one. Again, Road Dogg from DX. As you can see, the D Generation X branding there. This one's pretty cool. Quite a... You see this tee quite a lot coming in these small sizes. I find this tag one of the most annoying tags because they all fit so differently. But this one fits okay. Quite nice. Love that. It goes nice with the DX stuff. So this is the iconic one. I had one of these when I was a kid. Maybe in what looked like a 2XL at the time. It was probably only a large XL. But I used to wear this real baggy with a slogan on the back. 2 words, Suck It. If you was into wrestling in the 90s or into wrestling now, you obviously know who DX is. This one's fantastic. Again, picked this out in Florida. Went down to a vintage event there. I actually remember watching this WrestleMania, so this was pretty crazy. But The Rock versus Stone Cold. Houston 2001. Really cool tee, obviously. Sold at the event. I wasn't there, but I watched it at TV at home. And I was a young whippersnapper. This one's pretty sick. Too cool. Still with the big WWF branding on the back. Year 2000. So Too Cool were, again, another faction. Fantastic. So you've got Grandmaster Sexy. It's pretty sick. Then Scotty Too Hotty. Rikishi was also part of that, but he wasn't on that shirt. Jeff Hardy, pretty sick shirt to be fair. Big sizing, so I like to wear that just for the chilled out days. But yeah, Jeff Hardy, one of the high flyers back in the day. Amazing. Still active to this day. Not wrestling as much though. Obviously an iconic piece. If you know, you know. Me personally, my favourite wrestler of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Obviously, maybe one of the most churned out shirts in the 90s, early 2000s. Every wrestling fan's probably owned one of these or has one in the collection. Being at school at the time, I remember everybody having one. The tag's pretty cool there, the old WWF. But yeah, just a classic really, you can't really beat it. Again, another Stone Cold one. I believe this is one of his shirts when he turned heel, using the whole Austin 316. Don't trust anybody. I got this maybe 2 years ago out of Bodega in Florida. Sickest guy. He used to have a 6-star. Fortunately, he had to let go of that. Another WWF. Kane. This one's fantastic. Obviously, you know, everybody knows Kane, Undertaker, Stone Cold. You know, they're the main wrestlers that everybody really used to love back in the 90s. So this one is 98. Pretty cool. Not too many Kane shirts out. He debuted quite late on. This is maybe one of my favourite charity shop finds. It was dead stock Undertaker. I've worn it a handful of times. Single stitch, 1994, trademark, with the rest in peace. Undertaker shirts really sort of hit the mainstream media when rappers started wearing them and stuff. It was pretty cool to see, you know, other people wearing them, but yeah, it really did boost the price up. This is an original one. I believe this one's maybe 90, so 96, yeah, so you got Sonny there. A little bit of history between WWF and Sonny. A lot of stories been told about by major wrestlers at the time. Bret the Hitman Hart, one of the legends. Amazing shirt, this one. Found this one on Facebook Marketplace, so it's always worth checking. 1993. Such a dope piece. I love the colours on this. Fits real nice. Obviously, Bret's a legend. So now we're going into ECW. So ECW for me was fascinating as a kid. So again, if you're not too tuned up with wrestling, ECW was another company of wrestling. Towards sort of the late 90s, they were massive on the underground scene, known for the hardcore style wrestling. I remember getting a videotape at a car boot back in the day when I used to go with my mum and just falling in love with it. So these are the ECW shirts. Quite hard to come by, but if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that I picked quite a few up in New York, again off Facebook Marketplace. So this was when WWE had bought out ECW and they did like a brand merge. This was fantastic. So it was One Night Stand. This was sort of towards the tail end of ECW's and WWE's reign. If you are into wrestling or you just like crazy videos, the John Cena versus Rob Van Dam match was pretty crazy. John Cena being one of the big faces in WWE and Rob Van Dam being massive on ECW. It was real cool in one of the old venues where they used to shoot it. One of my favourite hardcore wrestlers of all time, Sabu. This one's sick. On a Made in USA anvil. Real cool. Quite rare that you see white wrestling tees, to be honest with you. But yeah, you see the ECW branding up top. Real sick. And then another Sabu here. This one's really cool. Sabu, enough said. Real nice back print there with his eyes. Fantastic. These two are pretty sick. I'll show these off at the same time, actually. So you got Tazz back when he was in ECW. Tazz had quite a lot to do with WWE after all of the sort of brand splitting and stuff. But yeah, those ones are sick. The orange one's real hard on a Haynes heavyweight. And then this one's just sort of a random tee. So yeah, last but not least on the ECW, the big branding ECFNW. Fantastic shirt. You'd see these a lot floating around on the VHS tapes. Every ECW fan probably had one of these. But the big two suck. We set the effing tone. The war isn't over. You will lose. Very impactful words from ECW there. So basically, he's referring to... it was Paul Heyman at the time who had him, and he was referring to WWF at the time, and then getting into this category here, which was WCW. All three were sort of battling it out, ECW being more underground, WWE running the game, and WCW really trying to get a new style of wrestling. It was quite wacky. But to be honest, I really grew up with WCW. I had a Sting lunchbox. Everything was, you know, Sting at the time. He's my, you know, sort of was my childhood favourite until I discovered Stone Cold. But yeah, let's show off the Stings. This one's amazing. On a liquid blue tag. There, you know that's a good one. That OG liquid blue, you cannot beat it. With a big back hit there. Back when Sting joined NWO, the Wolfpack. Real sick tee. I love that one. Similar era. Shout out to Billy from You Can't Find Everything. He sorted me out with this one. Pulled it in a charity shop. That newer style paper giant tag. Real sick. That's the red face paint of Sting. And then one of the first Sting shirts was this one. WCW gear. They did 3 wrestlers. They did Big Show, Ric Flair, and Sting. I think they might have done a Kevin Nash one as well. The big autograph up on the back with the WCW hit there. Real cool. Is when he had a gimmick change and he became a bit more of a heel, a bit more dark. Took a lot of inspiration from The Crow. Again, another liquid blue. These two match perfectly. I put this on my story and people were going a little bit crazy. It's such a good piece. Like, you can't beat it. Anything liquid blue, again, with that OG tag, insane. Scoop it if you find it. No matter what the design is, liquid blue, smash it. So again, from the Wolfpack, number of wolves there with that red NWO logo. I guarantee you've seen that logo before, even if you have never been into wrestling. Goldberg, again, maybe one of the most debatable wrestlers in at the moment. He actually scooped the title at one of the pay-per-views, and yeah, people are a bit saying like, is he a little bit too old to be wrestling now, you know? It's a bit like Undertaker who comes back all the time. But yeah, Goldberg, again, one of my favourites from back in the day. And then last but not least, another Goldberg pocket tee. This came all the way from Canada. It was a real cool piece. I did a trade for it. Again, with that newer style WCW towards the end. You can't really beat that. But yeah, sick. So that's all my wrestling tees at the moment. I've sold a fair few bits, maybe over the past year. Just stuff that didn't fit, stuff that I can find again, you know. So, but I'm pretty happy with the collection at the moment. I just wanted to show it to you guys. I'm gonna aim to do a couple more videos. Obviously, with the UK in lockdown at the moment, it's quite hard to be digging. Everybody can be online, you know. It doesn't take an idiot to get on your phone and start looking for pieces. But yeah, I'm gonna sort of dig into the collection a little bit deeper, sort of curate a little bit, and then get some videos done. Any suggestions for videos? Drop a comment down below. Message me on Instagram. So yeah, like I say, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and like the Instagram. I'm Redrum Retro. We're back.